Now it's time to make a few adjustments with the transitions to be our finishing touches, and then we will be ready to export this to the iMovie Theater to watch it. You probably have noticed that when the playhead moves from image to image, that there's sort of a dissolve effect where one image sort of dissolves away and the other one dissolves in. That's called a transition, and it's visually represented by this little button here. If you tap the transition button, you'll see that you have choices. You can shorten or lengthen the time of the transition. So a 2-second transition is going to take a lot longer. Actually, I'll play this. And that longer length of time sort of slows down the feeling. So if you want it to feel like a lot of time is passing, you can lengthen the time of the transition. You could also remove the transition by pressing none, and even though you see that little transition button, there actually is no transition. It just jumps. It's called a jump cut, where it just jumps from one image to the next. Fade is another nice use of the transition. A fade sort of fades to black, and that can be used to show a passage of time. So like if I were to say, 20 years ago this happened, and now this is happening, I could do a fade to black in between to show that passage of 20 years of time. I'll go ahead and just leave that one fade to black there. You can also have a fade to black effect occur at the beginning and the end of the video. You wouldn't really intuitively think this, but if you tap this gear button above the viewer, you'll see fade in from black and fade out from black are choices. When you turn those on, the video starts from a fade to black, or I guess fade from black, and then it ends with a nice fade to black. If I tap those settings again, you can see there's filters, and whereas before we applied a filter to a specific image, this will apply a filter to all of the images in the project. I'm going to tap none. There are also themes that you may want to explore. The themes pretty much allow you to use sort of stylistic titles, transitions, and perhaps more that were designed specifically for a theme. And some teachers and students like to use those. I typically don't, but just so you know, those are there too. Now I'm going to tap done in the upper left-hand corner. And we want to give this a legitimate title, so tap the words My Movie 11. Hit that X to delete that, and we will call this Black-Footed Ferret 2. Done. And now from here I can click the share arrow, or the share square, and I believe this is where I can send it to iMovie Theater. Now I have a lot of apps, so it took me a while to find it, but it's not totally intuitive how to send it to iMovie Theater. So again, share square, scroll across your apps until you see the iMovie Theater icon. And then when you tap that, it will, in the background,